You're watching Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome on into another amazing episode of Scorching and Swearing. And up tonight, we're going to be diving into a very fun and very painful and sinister pod that I have been sent by Clayton Hollinsworth. We're going to see what the chocolate warthog is all about. I don't think I've seen anyone take a look at the chocolate warthog or try one out yet. There you go. Look at that. I mean, just a very light and dark brown overall around this thing. Hoping that lighter side brings a little bit more of a fruitier, very much more soft note, if you will, than say, maybe that bitter note doesn't really shine through. I will try to break this down as best as possible. With peppers, I do this thing a little bit differently. I look at, the heat, aroma, flavor, versatility of can you really use this in a lot of things? Evaluate, is it fruity? Is it earthy? Is it nutty? Nice, very beefy pod. I wish I would have brought my scale for this, but I didn't. So go ahead and use my knife. Go ahead and get a nice whiff. All right, very, very strong pepper notes carrying forward on this one. Definitely picking up an earthy note as well. As you can see, this thing is pretty coated in oils. All in all, nice density to the walls. See that shine, that glisten, absolutely insane. Plus, then you have, let's see if I can get the lighting. I mean, pretty oily on this knife. That is for sure. Enough stalling, here we go. No food, no prep, just first pod. And it's gonna be a screamer. So, cheers. Oh my goodness. All right. Surprisingly, right off the bat, instantly the flavor was a bit sweet, a bit fruity, and then quickly transitioned over to earthy, bitter, and a kiss of laurel. But that sweet undertone, that fruity undertone is actually still there. Just ever so slightly holding on, but man, that heat grabs a hold quick and it has ramped up. It is absolutely screaming hot in my mouth. Gums just full on assault, tongue on fire, back of the throat is, I might as well have a hot coal sitting there. Man, oh man, that is good. Already. Already feeling it. Hitting. It's getting my stomach pretty nice and warm right now, but not in pain. It's just, I can feel it heating. Starting to feel it more in my chest. Really just, it is slowly starting to pull back from the front of the mouth, but attack the back of the throat and the upper chest. It is, as I continue to talk, just amplifying and intensifying and going wild. Flavor, amazing. Heat, insane. Reactivating on the gums, reactivating in the mouth. Feeling the pepper flesh on certain spots of my mouth, and I can't get it out. Pretty wild. That is insane for one pod to have that much heat. Don't know what is going on with the overall chocolate genetics aspect, if something crossed, if it is a natural occurrence, what have you. And I guess we will never truly know because there's not much out there about this. So other than this is a Matthew Arthur creation that has rolled out last year, and people have been starting to grow them out this season. Man, I am here to tell you this thing is hot. One pod of this was definitely noticeable, arguably up there in the top hottest pods. Feeling it slowly start to subside in the mouth and in the throat, feeling it much more in the chest, a little bit in the stomach. Once again, the stomach is just warm. That's about it. But chest is starting to have that ember, that coal burning. So definitely hot. Woo! But thank you, Clayton, for that. That is a good burn, brother. That has, been able to open up the sinuses real good and nice for me. Got some hot tears coming down. Slight nose drip, if you will, but nothing yet really coming from it. Of course, I don't have my paper towels up here, so can't grab those from the studio and use them. But all in all, feeling it definitely start to die down in the throat and in the mouth. It's mostly just parked on the chest. A little bit of upper stomach, but all in all, phenomenal. One thing that, as y'all heard and saw, I chewed it up pretty good. That is to aid in the digestion aspect. Knowing that I tend to go into these a little bit rogue with no prep. Don't recommend it for everyone, but I know chewing it, regardless of whether you prep or not, chewing it good, chewing it up as much as you can, minimizes any post effects issues as it's digesting. Helps speed up the process. Feeling the heat want to rise back of my throat as I was talking, and now it's subsided again. But all in all, phenomenal stuff. Face is lit up. You can see the hot tears, and sinuses are moving good. Woo. Man, oh man. Chocolate Warthog Matthew Arthur creation, grown by Clayton Hollinsworth. Insane stuff there. That was one pod. I know this is essentially the start of pod season for me. Had a few peppers during Zest Fest given to me that I enjoyed with some lunches and dinners and did not get quite lit up like this. First pod review of the season, and it is the chocolate Warthog. But all in all, feeling pretty good. The stomach is starting to subside. I'm feeling everything calm down. Sinuses are still going pretty good. But all in all, it is just now parked in the gut. It is doing its thing. Digestion is getting ready to take over from here. But another amazing thing to be able to check out, and so glad I was able to. Once again, it had a fruity, a little bit of a sweet note. It did get earthy pretty much right after that. And with the earthy came a slight bitterness and a slight floral nature, but mostly those earthy and that sweet undertone carried forward. Absolutely scorching hot. Not one for those that are just starting out. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of chili heads out there that try this pod and they go, this is definitely one of the hottest. There's no arguments about it. It is in that league of pods to look at. It delivers a nice heat. It lingers and it's staying, and like I said, feel it in the gut mainly now. But all in all, a nice overall heat, a nice overall burn, nice continuous burn. And now as that mucus production is breaking up, I am feeling the heat reactivate in the mouth. Insane stuff. The Warthog from Matthew Arthur, grown by Clayton Hollinsworth. I'm Brandon Swearing from Everything from the World of Hot. This has been Scorching and Swearing.
This has been Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.